Dancing has been around for ages, but before the era of the twerk, fist pump, or even the Bernie, what on earth were young folks doing on the dance floor? Well, if you were around during the 20s, 30s, or 40s, you were probably swing dancing. So get ready for a crash course dance lesson on the history, style, and modern influence of swing dancing. Let's boogie. Beginning swing dancing was born in the 1920s in the African American community. They pioneered the dance to accompany popular jazz music. Here, styles such as the Charleston and Lindy Hop were born. A prime example of one of the most popular dance clubs during that era was the Savoy Ballroom in New York. This location was referenced in popular jazz songs, including Benny Goodman's Stompin' at the Savoy. By around the 30s, the style of jazz music began to make a shift from that smooth jazz feel to a style known as swing jazz. This new style gave way to big band music that gave you that fast boot-ap kind of way and made it fun to dance to. The Thessalonians Monk Institute of Jazz defines this swing style as when an individual player or ensemble performs in such a coordinated way as to command a visceral response from the listener to cause feet to tap or heads to nod, and also defined as an irresistible gravitational buoyancy that defies mere verbal definition. Sounds pretty cool, right? With the end of the Prohibition era, around December 1933, the swing movement picked up an enormous amount of speed with young people. Since alcohol could be sold in these places like hotels, ballrooms, and nightclubs, they became flooded with young people looking to dance. By 1938, swing dancing began to appear even in the movies. Styles like Lindy Hop were present everywhere. I mean, you would see dance clubs full of it, competitions, and there was even people just dancing on the streets. By 1950, television shows such as The Buddy Dean Show featured young teenagers dancing to artists like Elvis, Little Richard, and even Chuck Berry. But let's Lindy Hop over to some different kinds of styles of swing. The first style we have is the Savoy. This originated in about the 30s and 40s, and it was done primarily to swing music. Now, according to Lori Haikila, who wrote the article History of Swing Dancing, Savoy is described as a very fast, jumpy, and casual-looking style of dance. Another style we have is known as the Lindy Hop. This was a very energetic, improvised form of dance, and this was around in the 1920s, one of the first styles. This was a little bit smoother than the Savoy, but it's also referred to as the jitterbug if you were a white male. It's actually, jitterbug is a derogatory term that referred to white Lindy Hoppers. The Charleston dance also evolved from the Lindy Hop. There's also West Coast swing, and this originated in California during the 30s and 40s. So this features a little more quick feet movements, and it's got two separate styles. It's got 6 beat and 8 beats. So you have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So your feet have to basically fit in, like the steps have to fit into that meter. Then there's also East Coast swing, which was born in the 1940s and 50s, but it was just renamed from the Lindy Hop because ballroom dance schools just decided to give it this name so that it was differentiated from the West Coast swing. So this is East Coast, if you hear it, is just Lindy Hop. Country Western is another style, and this closely resembles West Coast swing in terms of like the feet movements, but you also have a lot of influence coming in from Latin American dancers and other forms that were towards the south and the west, like that kind of area because of the location. You also have the Pepsi Cola, or also known as modern swing, and this is used primarily today. It's a little more simplified. The feet movements aren't as, stylistic, and this is, its main influences are Western swing actually, and then the hustle. So Alexander Stewart, this is how he defines it. He's the president of Swing Farmington, which I will talk about later. There's also many more styles of swing dance, but I sadly don't have time to talk about all of them. I mean, the list is huge. But I'm not going to stop the music just yet. Swing is still around today. So you can actually do a lot of swing dance organizations all over Michigan. Swing Infusion is the one that is the most popular here in Metro Detroit. This organization holds local dances in locations like Farmington, Brighton, Ann Arbor, Utica, Clarkston, and even Milford. And their mission is to complete is to create an environment where young people can learn to dance respectfully without the pressure of alcohol, drugs, or even sexuality. It was founded in 2007 in Farmington by Sam Johnson, and the current president, as I said before, is Alexander Stewart. A lot of Wayne State students actually go to this location due to its proximity to Detroit, such as myself. One of the largest and most popular swing organizations in Michigan is the Grand Rapids Original Swing Society. There's also a lot of college campuses that have their own swing clubs, like U of M, Michigan State, Western Michigan University, and I'm even trying to start one here, which is pretty cool, huh? But I think it's time to end this dance. We've explored the history, styles, and modern applications to swing dancing. So go ahead and try it when the next song starts.